Bienvenidos, and welcome to my channel. I've been a fan of D&D for a very long time. Beyond the very cool dice, great storytelling, and imaginary worlds, I fell in love with the miniatures. I painted my first minis around that time, and have been painting them ever since. So follow along with my channel and see if this old dog gamer can learn some new tricks.
And now for episode 39, Dragonlance, the Endgame begins. Those of you who follow me on Facebook know I recently picked up some minis from Lethal Shadows. I've been a fan and a customer of Lethal Shadows for a few years now, and I really enjoy their stuff. The personal touch they add from being a small company really shines through. This episode, I'm working on the Death Lord mini, which I plan to use as Lord Soth for the last chapter of Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. The day after this video comes out, I will be resuming my weekly Dragonlance campaign as we build up to the adventure of the big-ass boss fight. I won't be using Lord Soth right away, but the players know he's coming, so it won't be much of a spoiler. It's not like my players watch my videos right away or anything. As humans are known to do, more so when you have a shitty week, I made the mistake of forgetting to record the first paint session. While I did manage to take a few pictures of my progress, it's not the same as actual footage. So, here we begin. In the middle. Having completed the cape, the scarf, the armor, the weapon, the helmet, and the torch, it was time to move on to the purple flames. Yeah, I'm missing a lot of footage. I chose to do the torch flame in purple as it is directly linked to the story. That's all I got to say about that. No spoilers on this channel. My current weak spot in painting is flames and glow effects. While I've seen some improvement in my techniques, it's not where I want it to be. Since the flames were purple, I grabbed the purple color triad from the Fanatic line and went from light to dark. I tried to apply the same technique I used for flames, but the color transitions were a little bit too distinct, and I had to do a lot of wet palette blending to make the transitions smoother. I recently saw a YouTube post about D&D Beyond forcing players to update their characters to the newest rule set even if they wanted to continue using the previous set of rules, like me and my peeps. Now, I've never been a paying member of D&D Beyond, but I can totally understand the frustration. Anytime you leave your digital creations behind a paid firewall, you're at that mercy of that paid firewall and only able to access those creations if you're a subscriber. I'm honestly surprised they managed to one-up themselves after the OGL fiasco. Now is a perfect time to talk about how I think it's important to have physical media for gaming. When I started playing D&D so many years ago, it was all physical media, so we thought nothing of it. But then, when you add in the Grenadier and Ralparth and minis that you can paint and use in the game, I was hooked. It was a lifelong excuse for me to continue playing with toys. If you think about it, if it wasn't for physical media, D&D would just be a pay-to-play online video game. Now, I've heard it said that it's not always easy to find a group, but you may be surprised at how many people in your area want to play. For example, I posted a sign-up sheet in break room at work, and now I'm starting a weekly game with a bunch of new friends. We'll be playing on our lunch breaks once a week, and I cannot wait to get started. With the flamage done, it was time to move on to the plume on his helmet. My plan was to paint it black and then come back and highlight the edges with a mixture of matte black and deep gray. With the plume highlights done, it was time to add some to the scarf around his neck. For me, the social aspect of the game has transcended all the books, minis, templates, and custom terrain, and it's become something deeper. Being able to see, talk with, share triumphs, endure sorrows, and just be yourself with people who feel the same way, it's why I like to play D&D and other RPGs. As I said, I wasn't happy with the flames and how they were looking, so I went back and tried to clean up the blends. My Sunday group has been meeting almost every week for over 10 years. It went from 3.5 to 4th edition. Ugh. and of course on to 5e, but we have also gone from friends to family. This is where it became more than just a game. This was our weekly family dinner time that a lot of us grew up with. My other regular groups are newer, but made up of the same like-minded people. And of course, they're family too, because I was taught that everyone is family when you're all sitting around the table. More frustrated than satisfied, I decided to move on to the gold trim all over his armor. I broke out the triple sable brush, tightened up my Magoo goggles, and went to work on all the little details. Talking about Grenadier Minis reminded me of wanting the box set Wizard's Room when I was growing up. I wanted that set so badly, but I was never able to find a copy. Until the miracle of eBay! I was able to find one on the early days of eBay for a very reasonable price. Now my problem was I had built this up so much in my child brain that my adult brain was scared to paint it. 22-ish years ago, my painting skills were functional at best. That alone shows that old dogs can learn new tricks. When I was able to get my hands on a copy, I asked my friend to paint it. He was much better than I was. While he didn't complete the project, and life happens, I still have it set put away in storage. One of these days when I get free time... Sorry. Oh, yeah. Hope to pull that out of storage and take a wander down memory lane. I moved on to the base, and I was trying to envision the floor beneath him in his lair. I'm not done with that piece yet. Future videos to follow. I chose a lighter gray for the stone floor and a darker grain for the rock, and used the dark tone quick shade for a balance of the two, which it came out pretty nice. When I was younger, I didn't have a lot of pocket change, so I wasn't able to buy up a lot of the older metal minis I wanted back then. But now as an adult, I can print my own minis, and have actually printed more than I can paint at the moment. Yeah, full circle, huh? I hit the idiots. I hit the edges of the silver armor with mithril to bring out the detail a little bit further. I decided to go over the mini one more time, cleaning up the lines and overlap before adding any quick shades. I remember back in 1982, I went to a place in Sacramento called Comics, where they carried, you guessed it, comics. But they also carried games, including, but not limited to, Dungeons and Dragons. When I went in there, my only experience at the time was reading the books and painting the minis. I saw what I thought was the most perfect mini in the whole entire world. I can't remember if it was Ralparth or a Grenadier because it was out of the package and in a glass case, but I didn't hide my feelings for that mini, and the guy behind the counter asked me if I wanted to look at it closer. Oh, you mean I can actually touch the thing? Frickin' A, dude, I wanted to see it! As I held it in my hands, I felt that rush of excitement as I could make out all the details. He was a wizard. Yo, Gandalf for life. And he had long robes covered in stars and moons. He had the textbook long beard and pointy hat, just like Mickey's in Fantasia. And he even came with an owl on his shoulder. It was the most awesome thing I've ever seen. Thinking back on it now, I do remember commenting on how the overall mini's shape resembled a dunce cap. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the corner in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Seeing my elation, the man behind the counter began to barter like a back alley merchant. He leaned forward, playing it up like his job was in jeopardy to negotiate this way. He wanted to know how I would paint him. Well, duh, dark blue robe, white stars and beard, brown owl. What else are wizards supposed to look like? Geez. So he leans even more closer and tells me that is exactly how he would paint it. And why don't I take it home for the weekend and paint it for him? When I bring it back, he'll negotiate the price because they charge more for extra minis. With a quick wink to my mom, yeah, I noticed. He handed me the mini and out the door we went. I painted that mini as best I thought I could, and brought it right back. After appraising it like the Hope Diamond, he handed it back and said, "Your work is priceless. I can't charge you. He's yours." And he officially became mine. Very much like the box set, I know I still have him tucked away in storage. In fact, I think he's in the box with the rest of the Wizard's Room pieces. Have you ever played during a storm? I have. Power was out and everything. Guess what we did without power? Played D&D by candlelight. Eat that, D&D Beyond. I finally decided he was ready for the table, and here he is! Let me know what you think in the comments below. Well, I won't give out spoilers for the adventure. Here's one for the players. Wait till you get a load of him. Well, it seems like it's been a short journey, but that's only because it was. Yeah, my bad. I hope you liked my video. I enjoyed making it. Make sure you subscribe so you won't miss any more of the episodes, and hit the like and share buttons to help grow the channel. Oh, and remember, they ain't gonna paint themselves.